So, hello everyone. Hello, classmates. Hello, Professor Ramal. And to all the listeners out there, um, my name is Jan Celestine Abarcas, and this is my second reporting entitled The Petrochemical Industry. So, first of all, what is a petrochemical? So, petrochemicals are derived from various chemical compounds, mainly from hydrocarbons. So, these hydrocarbons are derived from crude oil and natural gases. Among the various fractions produced by distillation of crude oil, petroleum gases, naphtha, kerosene, and gas oils are the main feedstocks for petrochemical industry. So, ethane, propane, and natural gases, gas liquids obtained from the natural gas are other important feedstocks used in the petrochemical industry. So, petrochemical industry plays a vital role in the economic growth and development in manufacturing sector. So the value addition in the petrochemical industry is higher than most of other industry sectors. So petrochemical industry mainly comprise of synthetic fiber or yarn, polymers, synthetic rubbers, and intermediates rather, that performance plastics, plastic processing industry. So today, petrochemical products permeate the entire spectrum of daily use of items and cover almost every sphere of life, like clothing, housing, construction, furniture, automobiles, household items, the agriculture, the horticulture, the irrigation, the packaging, medical appliances, electronics as well, and etc. So, for the history of the petrochemicals, so the early usage of petrochemicals can actually be dated back in the ancient Egypt times. So, the substances that we know as ethylene and polyethylene were produced by the ancient Egyptians by using gas and fig plants. So, also the bitumen was found as one of the materials used in building the pyramids and in the embalming process that was so popular at that time. So these three chemicals, the ethylene, polyethylene, and bitumen, can all be derived from petroleum today. So additionally, so the first chemicals to be used from petroleum, however, were produced in the year 1872. So carbon black was produced by the partial combustion of natural gas and was in the production of synthetic rubber. It was used in the production of synthetic rubber. So fast forward around 50 years later, and the petrochemical industry was born. So it is when the Standard Oil Company that was opened in New Jersey, USA, which produced the propylene. So nowadays, petrochemicals represent the majority of all chemicals that are shipped between continents and accounts for around 40% of the global chemical market. So about 5% of the world's annual oil supply is utilized to make petrochemicals. So it's clear that they're a huge part of today's chemical industry. So to say the petrochemical industry has come on leaps and bounds since its conception is a huge understatement. So from traces of ethylene and bitumen found in Egypt to today's abundance of different products and uses, the petrochemical industry has come a long way and will most likely continue to develop and adapt as renewable resources begin to compete. For the raw materials used in the petrochemical industry, so crude oil is the basic component to produce all petrochemical and petroleum components after a long process of refinement in oil refineries. So key raw materials in the petrochemical industry include the products of petroleum oil refining. So petrochemical goods, moreover, include ethylene, propylene, and benzene, and then source monomers for synthetic fibers, and lastly, inputs for technical carbon. And here are the process. One of this. And here is the process for the synthetic rubber manufacturing. So this is a process that that is under the petrochemical industry as well. So first, to begin, a mixture of different hydrocarbons like oil and coal should be created and then refined. So one of the byproducts of this is the naphtha, which is a flammable liquid hydrocarbon mixture that is used for manufacturing gasoline and plastics. Second is that this naphtha is then combined with natural gases to produce a monomer. So monomer is used to bind molecules together to create polymers. The third step is the chemicals will be bonded together by monomers to create polymers. Then common monomers that are used for synthetic rubbers are the styrene butadiene rubber, the nitrile rubber, and the butyl rubber. So for the fourth step of the synthetic rubber manufacturing is that the chemical agents are used to form chains of polymers to form rubber substances. And lastly, the last step is that the rubber substances will then undergo vulcanization to process them into rubber products. So vulcanization is the process in which the polymers are converted to a more durable material by adding sulfur or other accelerators. And here are some images of the petrochemical products that we can encounter in our daily lives. So we have here a the tire, the gloves, the rubber bands, the outsole of shoes, and some circular plastics that are probably used as lock stoppers, or what if this was used in some gadgets of purpose. So in here are the environmental concerns that are of petrochemical industry or the use of petrochemicals. So petrochemical environment co concern arise from different aspects of the petrochemical industry, including um, contamination of air, water, and soil. So this occurs due to the release of pollutants and chemicals during the production process and through the discharge of water into the environment. Second is the toxic compound. So some petrochemical products, such as pesticides and its herbicides, can be toxic to wildlife and to humans. So accidental release of these chemicals can lead to environmental contamination. Next is the greenhouse gases. So the production of and use of petrochemicals contribute to the emission of greenhouse gases such as the carbon dioxide and methane, so which contribute to global warming and climate change. Next is next are microplastics. So plastic produced made from the petrochemicals can break down into tiny particles, which is called the microplastics, which can persist in the environment for a long time and pose a great threat to wildlife and to us humans. Next is the air pollution. So the burning of fossil fuels for energy production and transportation release harmful chemicals and particulates into the air, contributing to air production and pollution and health problems. Next is the acid rain. So, in acid rain, the emission of sulfur and nitrogen compounds from petrochemical production and energy generation can contribute to the formation of acid rain, so which can be harmful to wildlife, to us humans when exposed, and especially to the crops, which really damages the crops. Lastly is the ocean acidification. So the ocean absorbs a large amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, leading to the decline in the pH levels known as ocean acidification. So this can have a negative effects in the marine ecosystem and species that depend on them. So in here is a slide consisting list of ways to mitigate the environmental concerns caused by the petrochemical industry. So first is implementing stricter regulations. But before that, so I will have a bit of chat about the oil industry. So the oil industry generates a lot of petrochemical effluent. So before it may be discharged to any receiving water waste, the wastewater comprises of a variety of organic and inorganic substances or components that must be properly treated. So the complexity of wastewater and the need for strict discharge limits have pushed the development of wastewater treatment using a variety of approaches. So uh, placed over here are several ways to mitigate the environmental concerns associated with the petrochemical industry. So first is the implementing stricter rules. So governments can regulate the petrochemical industry by setting strict standards for emissions, waste management, and product safety. Next is the improving product production process. So the industry can adopt more environmentally friendly production process such as using cleaner technologies and reducing waste. So another is the promoting sustainable use of resources. So the industry can work to reduce its impact on the environment by using cleaner technologies and uh, so okay. So for the improving production process, so the industry can adopt more environmentally friendly production process such as using cleaner technologies and reducing waste. So another is the promoting sustainable use of resources. So the industry can work to reduce impact on the environment by using renewable resources such as biomass instead of finite fossil fuels. So next is encouraging recycling. So the industry can encourage the recycling of petrochemical products and work to minimize the generation of waste. So next is the investing in research and sustainable treatment. So the industry can invest in research and development to find more sustainable and environmentally friendly alternatives to current petrochemical products. So among of the sustainable treatments is the biological treatment. So biological treatment is commonly used to mitigate the impacts of petrochemical waste. So another is researchers have been pushed to create improved facilities with high treatment efficiency, low maintenance foot, footprint, and operational costs due to stringent requirements. So another way to mitigate environmental concern is to engage with stakeholders. So the industry can engage with stakeholders, including communities, environmental organizations, the government agencies, to address environmental concerns and find solutions. So lastly is to provide education and training. So the industry can provide education and training to employees and communities on the importance of environmental protection and how they can contribute to sustainable efforts. So I guess that's it for petrochemical industry. Oh, that's all for my presentation, and that would be all. Thank you.